I want you to take just a second and picture a wealthy person in your mind. Seriously, don't overthink it, just go with the very first image that pops into your head. What do you see? Are you picturing a sprawling house with perfectly manicured landscaping? Maybe a closet packed with designer labels? Or perhaps a massive, gleaming, brand new vehicle sitting proudly in a suburban driveway? For most of us, our mental image of wealth is entirely tied to what we can physically see. We're totally conditioned to associate money with the visible objects that money can buy. But what if that image is completely backwards? What if the things we're looking at aren't symbols of wealth at all, but rather symbols of money that has already left the building?
Welcome to today's Explainer. I am incredibly excited to guide you through this, because today we're doing a deep dive into a profoundly simple, yet absolutely devastating concept from our source material. It's called the illusion of affluence. We're going to spend our time today deconstructing just two incredibly powerful sentences that will fundamentally change the way you look at money, the way you look at your neighborhood, and honestly, the way you look at your own spending habits. We're going to tear down the mirage of modern wealth.
I want you to just sit with the jarring nature of these two sentences for a moment. Your neighbor's new truck says 80K, his bank account says 400. It's a total punch to the gut, isn't it? It takes all of our preconceived notions about what success looks like and flips them completely upside down in a matter of 14 words. Okay, let's dive into this, because to truly understand the illusion of affluence, we have to unpack exactly how this visual trick is being played on us every single day.
Section 1. The flashy status symbol, the outward message. $80,000. I mean, think about the sheer scale of that number. Think about the flashy, performative nature of what an $80,000 truck sitting in a driveway communicates to the rest of the neighborhood. It is loud, it is imposing, it takes up physical space and visual bandwidth. When you drive something that costs as much as a small house used to cost, you are making a deliberate statement. You're projecting power, success, and surplus. You're practically screaming to the world, look at what I can afford, look at the level I've reached. It's designed to be seen, to be admired, and, let's be honest, to be envied.
Now, what's really fascinating here is the author's precise choice of vocabulary. Notice the word says. The author doesn't write that the truck costs $80,000 or that it's worth $80,000. They write that the truck says $80,000. The truck is framed as an active communicator. It's literally speaking to the neighbor. It is an object that has been hired to do a specific job, to project an image of massive wealth. It is an incredibly effective mouthpiece for the illusion of affluence.
Section 2. The stark, hidden reality, the microscopic truth. Let's move to and see how this builds. $400. Just let the weight of that tiny number sink in. After all the flash, after all the chrome, after all the neighborhood envy, this is the microscopic, grounded reality. $400 in the bank. It's a number that brings on immediate anxiety. It's literally a single emergency away from zero. It's quiet. It's hidden. Nobody walking their dog past that driveway can see this number. This is the intensely private, hidden reality that completely undercuts the loud, public performance of the truck.
Let's look at the absolute duality of this neighbor's life side by side. On the one hand, you have the loud, outward projection. The truck says 80. On the other hand, the quiet, terrifying truth. The bank account says 400. Notice the semantic repetition here. The bank account says something too. Both the asset and the account are speaking, but they are telling two wildly different stories. The truck tells a story of limitless abundance. The bank account tells a story of extreme financial fragility. And yet, they belong to the exact same person.
Section 3. The illusion of affluence, synthesizing the extremes.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're talking about. Notice the massive visual discrepancy here. You have this towering concept of perceived wealth, the $80,000 everyone thinks the neighbor has because of the truck. Now contrast that with the actual wealth. It's practically invisible. It is a microscopic blip on the radar. The space between that massive perceived wealth and the tiny actual wealth, that giant empty void in the middle, that is the illusion.
Let's define this clearly based on our text. The illusion of affluence is the visual trick, the massive gap between outward consumer spending and actual retained financial capital. Think about it. When you buy an $80,000 truck, you haven't created $80,000 of wealth. You have destroyed $80,000 of potential wealth to buy a depreciating asset. The truck creates a literal illusion. It's a sleight of hand played on the observer that successfully masks the terrifying $400 reality hiding in the checking account.
To summarize how brilliantly the author constructs this premise in just two sentences, they give us the outward symbol, that loud, communicative truck,
They give us the hidden reality, the depleted, fragile bank account, and finally, they force us to confront the intense conflict between them. They force us to recognize the extreme difference between what is spent to impress others and what is actually kept to secure one's own future.
Section 4. Redefining true wealth, and why this actually matters. Because this isn't just about a hypothetical neighbor, right? This is about human psychology. We have to ask ourselves, who is that flashy truck really for? Did the neighbor actually need an $80,000 vehicle for its utility? Or was it purchased primarily to project the illusion of wealth to others? So much of modern consumer debt is driven by the desperate need to manage how other people perceive us. We bankrupt our future just to look successful in the present.
So what are we actually seeing when we look at our neighbor's shiny new driveway? We've been conditioned to see success, but based on our text, we need to completely rewire our brains. When we see that truck, we might not be seeing wealth at all. We might simply be witnessing the rapid, real-time depletion of a bank account down to $400. We are seeing spending, not saving.
So the crucial point is this. We absolutely must reevaluate our perception of what rich actually looks like, because true financial security is incredibly boring to look at. True wealth is often entirely invisible. It's a fully funded retirement account. It's a solid emergency fund. It's the absence of crippling debt. None of those things can be parked in a driveway. None of those things can be worn on your wrist. True wealth is completely hidden from the street view.
I want to leave you with this final thought today. Take the magnifying glass off the neighbor and turn it inward for a moment. Look at your own life. Look at the things you buy to be seen by others. What are your outward purchases saying to the world? And more importantly, what does your bank account actually hold? Are you building real, quiet wealth, or are you just funding the illusion of affluence?